actually got to impeach him. Are you...
Yes, I did.
When you look back, do you regret that particular decision, or what exactly?
I do. I regret it. I regret it. However, even in my impeachment, you can see that when I was impeaching, I was one of the people saying, hey guys, you bring 11 counts and you can't substantiate any.
Welcome back to Havana Media. My name is Celestine Wendia. I'll be your host for today. And we will be talking about Senator Gloria Orwoba. She was thrown out of her nominated seat as Senate. Gloria Orwoba was nominated to the Kenyan Senate in 2022 under the United Democratic Alliance (UDA. Quickly became a vocal advocate for women's rights. We have seen her billboards. Her campaign against period poverty garnered a lot of attention from people. On May 21st, 2025, Speaker Amason Kingi declared Orwoba's Senate seat vacant, citing Article 1012 of the Constitution. This followed her expulsion from the UDA party. However, the High Court has suspended the decision pending further legal proceedings. And she had an interview with K24 and she said she regretted her involvement in the impeachment of former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua.
To impeach him, are you...
Yes, I did.
When you look back, do you regret that particular decision, or what exactly? I
do. I regret it. I regret it. However, even in my impeachment, you can see that when I was impeaching, I was one of the people saying, hey guys, you bring 11 counts and you can't substantiate any of, even 9. It is in my speech of the impeachment. And in fact, I said the only thing that has been substantiated in all the 11 counts is the fact that His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua had, let's say, a movement coming from his community that was misinterpreted by the Kenyans. And the Usiguze Mulima I was one of the people who misinterpreted it. And it instilled some level of fear and divisiveness. And I did say on that one count, which was substantiated, in fact, it was the only count that was substantiated. On that count, I impeached him. And I can tell you this, I've been watching, because I live in this country. I've been watching what has been happening. And that same Rigathi Gachagua, despite starting off at a point of what was perceived as divisive politics, has actually become the person that has united Kenyans. If you look at the group of people surrounding him, I think he sort of got a lesson or two. And now the people surrounding him, he is the face of Kenya.
Will you be joining him?
Will I be joining who?
Gachagua, in terms of in his mission to unite everyone.
His
party has actually
let me tell you what I will do.
Let
me tell you what I will do, right? I will join a movement that has the interests of Kenyans, that has the interest of women in this country, but not only the interests.
She also discussed the challenges she faced during her tenure and reaffirmed her dedication to advocacy. And people are saying the same Rigathi Gachagua, despite starting off at a point of what was perceived as divisive politics, has actually become the person who has united Kenyans. This is what she said. But people are saying that she wants to be considered during 2027 election, and that's why she is siding with Gachagua for her to gather favor. What do you think about this? And the senator's journey has a lot of complexities, because I remember last year she was among the people who were supporting finance bill, the same finance bill that was increasing the price or taxes on sanitary towels. And she was a major person saying that she is fighting against period poverty. So people are asking, was that hypocrisy, or is that what's considered as politics in Kenya?
I want to say this, and allow me to say this. Our programs had the interest of Kenyans. But these boys have their own selfish interests, and any opportunity to make money, any opportunity to be the center of the action, they will grab it, and they don't care about the program. That is what has happened to SHA. That is what has happened to affordable housing. That is what has happened to diaspora labor export jobs. That is what has happened to fertilizer. All our programs have been infiltrated by these boys, in the interests of making money, and they don't care about the president.
All right.
And they don't care about this country.
Okay.
Her story continues to evolve as legal battles unfold. And we are going to see how this one turns out for her. And on another story, Agatha Atuahire of Uganda, she is a Ugandan activist, and they had been held and tortured together, or rather detained, and had been held or tortured together, or let me just say detained in Tanzania by Samia Suluhu, who, together with Kenyan activist Boniface Mwangi, was found abandoned near Mutukua border after being held there for some days now. This comes after Boniface was also released yesterday, suffering injuries to a point where he couldn't even walk.
Yeah, so as Wakili has said, we are very, very disturbed by what we've come to learn of the experience of Boniface Mwangi and Agatha Atuahire, who is still missing. The torture was done in the name of Mama Samia, as they were using all manner of objects. They kept asking them to say, Asante, Mama Samia, Asante, Mama Samia, as they continuously were torturing them. So this is something that we strongly condemn. And this was done to persons who had committed no illegality. Their main mission was to go and observe a judicial process. They were in Tanzania to follow up on a case in court. And this is what happened to them. So as Wakili has said, we want the whole world to know what is happening in Tanzania. It is a murderous regime, an authoritarian regime. People have been killed, people have disappeared in Tanzania, and if these are foreigners who have people to shout on their behalf, governments to ask questions on their behalf, and they were treated in this manner, you can imagine what is happening to Tanzanians who dare speak against the authority in that country. So we strongly condemn this. As the Wakili has said, we will take this matter up. We want to ensure that lessons are learned, and those individuals who think right now that they have gotten away with this, we assure you, you have not. Justice will be done, and we assure you of that.
This is troubling considering the amount of effort they put into when fighting for other people's human rights, yet even theirs couldn't even be respected. Thank you for watching Havana Media. I have been your host, Celestine Wandia.